Hello, beautiful soul family. Rebecca here, your vibe mentor, bringing you another video on how to raise your vibration so you can live your best life. Let's talk today about the phrase hedge of protection. So, what is a hedge? If you think of a white picket fence, there is usually a hedge of bushes down below at the bottom of the fence. So, a hedge is kind of a type of a bush, but it's used for additional protection. And if you follow me, you may know that I am a recovered pastor's daughter. I believe that, and I went through a very long journey of struggling with the brokenness and the sin and the shame and the guilt of organized religion, and went very far away from that for a long time, kind of down a more metaphysical spiritual path, and understanding that even after all of that, what I discovered was that when we talk about source or creator or the divine, we're talking about the same energy that was talked about in the Christian church or in the Bible. And it was kind of, it came to me and I just realized we're talking about God, right? And so I am repeating myself. If you follow me, you know all this, but if you're new to me, it's important to know this information. So I do not personally subscribe to a label of organized religion. I consider myself spiritual, not religious. And I say that because I don't believe that the lack mentality, the poverty mindset, the guilt and shame and brokenness messages of organized religion are appropriate. Now, all that being said, I go to church, which is interesting because I love to see what's the Bible verse of the day, and I love to listen to the message that's delivered and use my own discernment to see, what do I think this means? Because to expect that the messages that we have been delivered to remain the same for thousands of years is kind of silly, because nothing stays the same. In fact, the only thing you can count on is change. And so the impermanence is not something that's considered in these teachings, and yet I really enjoy going and being in the energy of it. And there's also another phrase, where two or more are gathered, there I am in their midst. While they may have the message wrong, the energy of source is stronger there. And I love it. And it's interesting because there has been a part of me that is a little bit shy in saying I go to church because I am spiritual but not religious. And I want to be 1,000% authentic. And I am here to be a little bit disruptive, and I'm okay with that. And I hope that you can not throw the baby out with the bathwater because I said I go to church. But just know that, and I have to tell you this because there are things that are said that you can consider the emerald tablets to be the equivalent of the Bible. That we have all of these ancient religions and ancient texts that are there to teach us. And I think that there are many phrases or verses or chapters that have a lot to offer us, that can teach us how to play this game called life. And it doesn't mean that we have to subscribe to the guilt and shame, power and control, lack and poverty mindsets. Those are all choices. Those are all sort of historic teachings that I believe are outdated. And I do plan to do another video soon. This is another thing that I've been kind of avoiding, that I'm being called to do, is kind of what do I think is missing in the teachings of the church. And I think I kind of just alluded to them. But anyhow, we're going to stay on topic today. So the topic is hedges of protection. What does that mean? And so when we're told, there's a verse that says, have you not put a hedge around him and his house and all that he has on every side? You have blessed the work of his hands, and the possessions have increased in the land. So what that says is that we are protected, but we are also asked to put hedges of protection in our own life. And so what does that mean? We have to look at, and I love neuroscience, biology, biohacking, understanding how do you play this game called life. I think that our body is kind of like a fancy sports car that we were not given the instructions on how to drive, that we try to drive a Lamborghini like a Ford and it just doesn't work. And so we have to understand, how does the mind work? How does the body work? How are we being told through all of these ancient texts to work with the system. What are the laws? The laws of the universe. How does the body work, and how does the mind work with the body, and things of that nature. So a hedge of protection is suggesting that we protect ourselves in every way. And if we look at the subconscious mind and the way that we are programmed, it would suggest that we need to be meticulous in what we allow in as our program, in how we allow our minds to be programmed, and how we affect our body through the program. So I'll explain in a second. So in the 0 to 7 years, when you're a child, you are in those alpha and theta states of mind. You are a sponge. You're absorbing everything. The brain is trying to understand, okay, this is the world I live in, this is how it operates, and this is how I stay safe in it. That becomes your program. So we are, and this is why I love children so much, because we're so close to source, we're so pure and innocent. It's like a piece of clay that can be molded into anything, and it's such a massive responsibility. I think teachers should be paid like doctors, and someday I will start a school, and they will be. We'll get there in a minute, but let's stay here. So we're programming our minds all the time. Now, we may or may not have had the best program installed in our early years, and that's why I do the work I do, is helping you to heal those unworthiness wounds, because they will keep you from your purpose, your potential, and living the life of your dreams, which you deserve. I could easily go on a tangent, but I have many videos that talk about that, so check those out. But staying on task here, we are programmable all the time. We can undo the old programs. There's a brain spotting. Brain spotting is a therapy modality that works phenomenally. I'm a facilitator. If you need to work on reprogramming, let me know. But for today, we're going to talk about what are our hedges that we can put in place. So look at how the world programs us through repetition, in marketing, billboards, commercials, music, TV, radio, and then it becomes pervasive, and then there's peer pressure, and our friends are saying things. It's on the packaging of our foods. We put it in our bodies. It's on all of the magazine covers when you check out at the grocery store. Social media doesn't need any further clarification. So we're constantly being programmed. Those are, I like to think of them kind of as like arrows being shot at us all the time. They get in us. Anytime someone says something to you, anytime you hear something, anytime you see something, it goes in. We absorb all of that. And so we have to get really careful about what we let in. So our hedges are what we put in place instead of those things to help program us in the right direction. We have to stack the deck in our own favor. We have to set up our environment, create our own system so that we are nurtured and supported, so that we can grow and fully self-actualize, step into our purpose, help heal the world, and help build heaven on earth. And if you're part of this community and you watch a lot of these videos, you are part of the New Earth Construction team. We need you. So I need you to start looking at what are your hedges of protection in your life? How have you stacked the deck in your favor? Remember, you are the ultimate authority of what energies are allowed in your life. You get to decide. You are the decider. You are the creator of your own life. So, what are some hedges that can be put in place? I'll share with you some of my examples. Going to church is one of them. I get a lot of positive messaging. I get a lot of affirmation. There's positive music. And, sometimes we can get kind of hung up on the language. Just you switch it. You get to change it and say, no, this means this to me. And some places are going to be better than others. The place I go to is very contemporary. They have a really cool coffee shop, and there's a slide for the kids to go down and play on afterwards. And the community is really nice. There's not any judgment. So not every place is going to be the same, but that's one of mine, right? And this is just my list. You get to decide what you put in place in your life, but we have to have hedges around us on all sides. And we're in a co-creative relationship that God, source, creator, universe, divine, doesn't matter. It rose by any other name, still smells as sweet. It needs you to do your part. That you have been given power. You have been given authority. You have been given free will. And you kind of got to meet them halfway. Right? So for me, it's positive, uplifting music only. I will not listen to the regular radio stations where they're constantly rapping about hoes and sex and I mean, who knows what they're even talking about anymore? The language they use is horrific, and my kids will not hear that either. So really be careful about listening to traditional music. I need to dig into this because I can't quite say it with 100% certainty right now, but I believe that the devil or Satan, I know they're different but similar. One of them was the angel of music or entertainment or something of that nature. And so you look at the entertainment industry, especially the music industry, it is dark. So really be careful about the music that you listen to, because you are being programmed, whether you understand the language or the words, whether you realize what's going into your ears or not, it is getting in you. So really be careful. I think one of the saddest things is like so many songs are about love hurting. And I don't want my girls to hear that. I'm not going to adopt that belief. That somewhere out there, there is a beautifully amazing, perfect, divine partner for me. And the level of love and creation that we are going to experience together is going to be out of this world. That's the kind of belief that I want in. I don't want every other song on the radio to tell me love hurts, I'm broken, and like even glorifying the melancholy sadness. I'm done with that. So only positive music, like I said, surrounding myself at least once a week with a positive input and people and environments, going to church. My kids are in a private faith-based school that I would say be very careful about the education system right now. They have an agenda. And it is not about teaching kids how to think, but it's teaching kids what to think. And I have a very serious concern with our education system right now. Like I said, this is all part of building the foundation for getting mental health in schools so that kids can understand all of the things that they need to be able to think critically, to discover who they are, to learn how to create their own world, so that we are not just teaching kids how to be in the assembly line, which is how our current education system was designed. It was literally designed for factory workers to teach them how to be a factory worker, and it has not changed. So notice the lines and the bells and rote memorization. Okay, I don't watch TV. I don't watch commercials especially. I'm kind of the uncool one that still listens to Pandora, but I like my channels. I don't want to switch. But anyways, I only listen to, meditative music, positive music, or maybe even just ambient music. I only listen to informative YouTube videos. Maybe once in a great while, I will watch a TV show on like Netflix or something that doesn't have commercials, but that's very rare. I watch personal development YouTube videos, entrepreneurship, marketing, trauma healing, cultivating positive relationship with money. And I do watch a little astrology. I don't do tarot anymore. Maybe if somebody sends me a link and they want me to see something that they saw, I'll watch it, to be there for them. But what I found was, even with astrology a little bit, but very much with tarot, it was coming from a place of lack, that I wanted to know, what's the future going to bring? Is my love going to come? Is this problem going to be solved? And there's a yearning for something that isn't there, that actually is strengthened by watching those videos. And it also means it's a demonstrative action, right? I'm demonstrating that I don't have belief and faith in the plan. And so I want to be very careful about not cultivating that energy in my life. And so I will watch a little astrology, because I do see the impacts, especially collectively. So it's really helpful to know, like, people are going to be kind of pissed off tomorrow, August 1st, because Uranus is conjunct Mars and the North Node square Saturn, and I think Mercury might even be involved. Like, that's important to know, because you're going to be walking around like going, what the heck's going on? Why is everybody acting like crazy and angry? And they won't all be crazy and angry, I'm not saying that, but there are those times where the astrology is very helpful. But I am careful only to watch a couple videos, maybe once or twice a week. It's not coming from a place of, when am I going to get that thing that I don't have? And is this plan going to work out? Because I have to be in full faith and trust, otherwise it's not. So, okay, anyways, healthy food, positive again, supportive again, exercise, getting things flowing and moving through, creating creating in general, whether it's art or just creating content, but that's, the creation energy, that's what we're designed to be and to do. helping others, being of service, positive affirmations. Really, really, really watch, because we have 80 to 90,000 thoughts a day, and I think like 70 to 80% of them are repeated, something like that. Really watch your thoughts, because your thoughts are creating your reality. Your thoughts, essentially lead to your frequency and your vibration. And your thoughts will come from the music that you've paid attention to, the TV shows you've watched, the conversations you've had with friends. Really be careful about the people that you allow in your life. If you're constantly surrounded by people who are always complaining or always blaming others or gossiping, that again gets in you. That is an energy. So put a hedge of protection there. Fun activities, cultivating joy and fun experiences, getting out, enjoying life, going to the water park, going to the pool, going to the park, going to the forest, going to the forest preserve, getting out in nature, getting our hands in the dirt, gardening, all of these. This is a hedge of protection, right? This is how do I spend my time and what input is coming in. Meditation, of course, goes without saying. And I would say first and foremost, the number one most protective measure that I take in my life is keeping my eyes on the divine at all times. My number one priority in life is my relationship with my Creator. That anytime I worry, anytime that someone gossips about me, anytime that there is a concern, anytime that there's a challenge, anytime there's a situation where I feel uncertain, every time my thought goes back to my God's got this, my Creator's got this. I've done the work, I've meditated, I got the action, I took the action, sorry about that, took the action, and I know that I'm cared for. And we are very clearly told to think about only positive things, because it will be handled for us, that everything is in perfect divine order, always and in all ways, and that it's not our job, that we don't have to carry the weight of the world and try to fix everybody else. So keeping your eyes on the divine, number one most important is cultivate a relationship with your Creator. And I do this often when I say that, because God is in the body. In fact, Greg Braden proved that it's written on our DNA, that it literally says God eternal within the body. Of course, he, she, it, they, them is out there as well as in here, but that's why they say go within, because your body literally houses divine source energy. The breath of life courses through you. Everything you need is in you, literally. And so go within and lean on your relationship with your Creator. Play a game of Marco Polo. It should be this constant ping and back and forth of like, where are we at now? Where are we at now? What do you want me to do now? What's next? So really just cultivate that relationship. Okay. Happy hedge protection creation. Let me know what your favorite hedge of protection is. Make sure that you are doing this not only for yourself, but for your children. If you are a parent, that every input matters. There's not a single thing that comes in that doesn't count. It all has an impact. So be very, very careful about what you let into your life. All right, please do like, subscribe, and share. Definitely leave me a little comment. If you could leave just a little emoji comment, that is super helpful for the YouTube algorithm. I would greatly appreciate it. Otherwise, you can click this button to subscribe and get notified of the next video. Or if you'd like to see more today, you can check out this video. All right, take care, my friends. Namaste.